Some folks with parents who were originally Ukrainian and Russian got me something to eat. Well, there was a guy who was screaming at the time, and he's the guy on the bike that them youngins were starting shit with. So he keeps riding through the parking lot screaming. You don't realize that they all moved to the next parking lot over. Anyway, about halfway through trying to start this video, he stopped screaming, but, well, he'd done that earlier, and he stopped screaming, and he came back through. So I'm expecting him to come back through and start screaming at any point now. Again, it's nice that I was able to get a few minutes without them youngins over here screaming. I'm annoyed as fuck. Be nice if I could just lay down and go to sleep and not have to worry about being fucked with, god damn it. But none of y'all give a shit about that. No, you're just gonna talk over me and downplay literally every goddamn thing I tell you. Fuck this goddamn country and everyone in it. Assisted termination of life should be legal. And the American people should have to pay for it. The American people should have to pay for their victims who don't want to be here anymore. They should pay for those people to have their lives ended. That's what we're literally asking. We're asking by the hundreds, please take us out of the equation so you can blame yourselves. It's not those who rape us and beat us who push us to the point that we want our lives to end. It's how we're treated by those who claim to love us. Those who claim to be our friends. Those who claim to care about us, but they just can't seem to find the time to stop talking about themselves long enough to even find out why you need help. Or they'll ask you 10 million questions that you've already fucking answered. Like, holy shit, if you weren't so busy talking over me. Fuck this goddamn country and everyone in it. I'm tired of busting my ass to get absolutely nowhere. I'm tired of having to beg people to fucking care. And I'm tired of people who claim that they cared, pretending like I'm some sort of a horrible person when their actions didn't match their words. Fuck it. I'll go waste a couple of bucks on a coffee or something. I'm tired of existing. I'm tired of being victimized just because I fucking exist. I'm tired of being told what I fucking owe everybody and then get told, oh, well, nobody owes you a thing. You know what? Fuck you. I live in the United States. You owe me the goddamn Constitution, bitch. You owe me the right to face my goddamn accusers. And you owe me the right to a real goddamn lawyer. Public pretenders aren't even pretending to defend us. They don't give a holy fucking goddamn about us because you don't give a fuck. And these little fucking kids making all these fucking jokes, right? Right now. It's not so funny when you're on the receiving end. And it's not a fucking joke. Maybe instead of protecting these little shits from predators, we should just let the predators have at them. They'll learn real fucking quick that it's not a goddamn joking matter. You can't brush off every fucking problem in life with a goddamn joke. You can't fix every fucking problem in life with a pretty goddamn meme you saw once. Let's see if I get this fucking phone working. Or this car working, sorry. Maybe that guy on the bike is done cruising around. Maybe he's not. I don't know. What I do know is I'm overwhelmed. I probably shouldn't be driving. I should probably be trying to sleep. But I can't fucking sleep. The moment I do, there'll be some other jackass showing up screaming and hooting and hollering or squealing their fucking tires. Tell me, oh, well, you know, you can go here, you can go there. Yeah, everybody's solution is for me to fucking move again and 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 again. I can't fucking take care of myself. God damn it. Fuck this goddamn country. Let's see if I can get the hood open. There's no such thing as a good cop. From what I've seen in my lifetime, there's no such thing as good family. Not anymore. It ain't about we the people. It's about what can you get for free? Who can you take advantage of and get the most out of for the minimal amount of effort? Who will people let you do that to? But sure, you got some bad jokes you want to tell. You want to make rape jokes. Like joking about rape is a cool thing to do. I can throw down a bit of ignorance and stupidity with them little fuckheads, same as anybody else can. bright side, that guy hasn't been here screaming since I turned on the video. Fuck, my goddamn back hurts.
What's up, Sean?
I got tired of listening to that dude on the bike screaming.
Dude, I know he was being weird, and I don't know why.
I'm weird too.
Nah, but he was being kind of like he was actually kind of being weird.
Yeah, like you guys was making jokes about twack jobs at me. I don't do that shit. That dude does.
Well, normally I just fuck around with you.
Yeah. You know, for the most part, I try to be lighthearted. The only one of you I'm not so lighthearted with is the fat fucker.
Me?
And that's just because he's always fucking trash and shit. It's just the part where I talk about him while he's here as if he's not here. We're going to do that now.
Oh, okay.
But
I trash shit?
like,
What do I trash?
fucking, you know, the whole kicking of the cups around and not picking up after his fat slovenly ass. And then the fucking dude smells like fucking pig shit and bed slop. And he wants to call that one girl Tina Tuna or whatever.
Tina Tuna.
Whoever the fuck it was. Like, yeah, like, poor dude. I'm like, you know, that poor fat guy thinks that being a fucking piece of shit fat dude makes it okay. So we should just make fun of him for being fat.
Oh.
Shit, if he's gonna be a disrespectful little asshole, I mean, what the hell else are we gonna do?
The fact that you think you're hurting my feelings by saying it.
No, I don't. I'm just being an asshole.
Oh, no, you're not. You mean everything you're saying, and that's cool.
Well, that's true.
I don't care.
I don't either. I was a pretty portly little fucker, too, with a big mouth. And then I got scrawny, and I still have a big mouth, but now I don't have the weight to throw around.
You got all kinds of freaking groceries up in here.
Most of those bags are full of evidence.
What?
Most of those bags are full of evidence. Crimes
Well, I see
committed.
some food.
There is some food. I got one of those bags there is nothing but goddamn crackers in the bag. Thank goodness.
Bro, you love crackers.
I do love crackers. Matter of fact, I started a video earlier about all the fucking crackers in that bag.
Right.
And then I get out and I get to listen to all you guys dropping the N-bomb and fucking...
Yeah.
Jesus, man. But yeah, I'm pretty well an asshole. I was just gonna drive on by. I was trying to get out of here so I didn't have to listen to that dude pulling bullshit.
Well, you can hang out here for a little bit if you want.
Well, I might get a big mouth and get beaten up.
You're not gonna get beat up. I promise you that. Everybody that would even consider beating you up has already left. And even then, I don't think any of us would let that happen.
I was thinking about going and wasting a couple of bucks at the center market, coming back and hoping that dude's done with the screaming. Because sometimes people just need to fucking vent.
Yeah, well, I think he's on something.
Very likely. I would have guessed the blues, but he's too active for that.
He's
He's a meth
he's
user.
riding his bike and shit, so I don't think that's it. Take a picture. I don't want any of that.
Not right now.
Are you gonna take it away?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
On the bright side, I got over half a tank of gas now.
I was gonna take it.
I think I'm gonna go waste a couple of bucks on coffee.
How much money you got?
Shit, I don't know, like $6 I think left.
6?
Yeah.
For the month?
Dude, I ran out of money for the month at the very beginning of the month. I get $822 a month to live on,
Yeah.
and I spend $600 of it on the vehicle and gas and insurance and storage in the phone bill.
How much is insurance?
For me, like $86 a month, something like that.
60?
Like 86. It's pretty expensive. I see when you don't fulfill the end of the policy, then they want to charge you more for the next time.
Okay.
And I was never able to fulfill a 6-month policy because none of my vehicles lasted 6 months or longer.
How long have you had this thing?
About a year and a half.
Oh, so this thing's your longest lasting vehicle?
Yeah. For this one, I had a few other ones that were pieces of shit, but I had a Cavalier for a while that lasted a while. Chevy Cavalier. Good vehicle. But yeah, $6 to last the month.
How are you gonna get money?
I was panhandling at Safeway today.
You were what?
Panhandling at Safeway.
Oh, did people give you money?
Yep.
How much?
Enough to pay off my fine tomorrow. I got like $31 altogether. My fine is $25 a month for 5 months. So
Why is your fine?
speeding.
Gas and blessings.
Yep.
Well, that's good.
Even a stale fart can be considered a blessing under the right circumstances.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anything helps, right?
Almost anything, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, food. They do give you gas, so that gas has to last you for the end of the month.
Yep. On the bright side, it's only the 28th tomorrow.
So you only have a couple more days.
I got like 4 or 5 more days. That's if
That should last you.
That's if they didn't cancel my disability, because I still don't have a caseworker to help me with that. I don't have a friend or family member to help me with that. I do have a P.O. box here. I just don't have a friend or family member that understands the goddamn thing about my disabilities or why I have them.
Wait, what do you mean? Why would they cancel it?
Because you have to do a bunch of jumping through government hoops in order to keep any of that. It's a shit ton of paperwork and a shit ton of driving around, and it's fucking expensive, and it's the reason I keep my phone on and keep my vehicle insured and all that.
Yeah, so you can do it.
Yeah, but you end up spending $200 for $50 worth of services, and it costs you 5 days of your month.
Yeah. Do you smoke cigarettes?
I do.
Is there any way that like someday, because a couple of my buddies like to smoke, if I like bought you a pack, would you buy me a pack?
No.
No?
And I don't contribute marijuanas to minors, and I don't mess around with meth, and I don't fuck around with alcohol.
Yeah, but you'll smoke a cigarette?
I'll smoke a cigarette. Yeah. I started smoking because there was a girl named Kim Jefferson in Chapel, Nebraska, and she got beat up by a guy named Michael McBee. And when she went back to him, I was so fucking pissed. I'm like, oh my God, you're going to end up with assholes like that the rest of your life that are attracted to you because they know you'll go back after a beating. Yanked her out of her vehicle by her hair, and, she took him back. After that, I didn't want to talk to her, but she kept wanting to talk to me. I realized if I was smoking a cigarette, she wasn't coming up to talk to me. I was 19. Yeah. I'm one of the few people I know who started smoking after turning legal.
You just don't want to contribute bad habits?
I spent my youth getting abused like a motherfucker. Mostly because of stupid shit and stupid asses like these stupid asses.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I don't contribute to that stupidity. I don't like the rape jokes. And that N-word, when I say I don't like it, you got to hear all night. Screaming the N-word.
Really? Yeah. Huh. Alright, well, I better let you go.
Go check out a dead porcupine?
Yeah.
Don't touch it.
Alright, see you, Sean.
Be safe. I think I got like $6 left. Now that youngin' that I was calling fat, he called it. He's not an idiot. He literally stood right next to my vehicle and called it. I made it as thick as I could. Like I said, I like all of them. Well, most of them. There's none of them that I dislike. None. They're all still human beings, even if they're being little fuck nuggets. I'm not required to hate people just because they're racist. I know a lot of racist black people, and I choose not to hate them. I know a lot of racist white people, and I choose not to hate them. But it is a choice. You get to hear how I hear that racism when I speak up. You know why they called me N-word lover in Chapel, Nebraska? When people would say the N-word, I'd say I don't like that word. I don't like that word. You'd be surprised how many people are offended by that. You either get the situation like tonight where you got a bunch of people trying to use it as antagonistically as possible. I'm fairly certain I got enough for a cup of coffee. Had to get me out of the parking lot. Them youngins go overboard when there's a lot of them there because it becomes over-the-top competition. And the girls do the same thing. When the girls start having a competition, though, I leave pretty much immediately. I don't know why they keep calling me over. I'm pretty passive aggressive these days. Now here's the messed up thing about the fat kid. He's not fat. He's not. So why do I call him a fat kid? Well, why does he tell that girl she smells like tuna? Why does he like dropping the N-bomb? Why does he like to drop kick soda pops? Oh, I guess my door wasn't closed all the way. Francis Henry Stevens III typed, "Hello, Sean. Sean, hey, buddy. The car sounds sweet. Hey, Frankie." It's been a while. I took a lot of abuse. I don't get to see my loved ones. I haven't been able to go home to Boulder since 2016. I got enough for a cup of coffee. I'm fairly well. I know for a fact I have enough for a cup of coffee. I'm pretty sure I got 4 ones and $1 and change. All right, I got $4. And well, I got half a tank of gas now. A little over half a tank of gas. That's because I spent the day panhandling. No joke. Let me show you. Oh, that didn't work. Yeah. I guess it's not gonna work. The gas gauge is right about there, so it's... Oh, come on. Frankie type, well, it's 2023, it's time to come back. I can't go back, Frankie. I tried telling you that 6 years ago, 7 years ago. None of you wanted to listen. Do you ever wonder why it is that between 2015 and 2016, I barely ever saw y'all? You ever wonder why after 2016 you never saw me? It's because people were hurting me for trying to go home. Rabbit didn't give a shit, and I tried reaching out to all of you. Francis Henry Stevens III type, let me hear one of your Schwannisms. May 1st, I like toast. Alright, here's one from the Schwartzen Book of Braingasms. Dreamers dream and builders build, but it takes an artist to bridge the gap. Lucky me, I'm all three. How about life without love isn't worth living? How about to all of those from the cookie mold, I will never be a moldy cookie. Francis Henry Stevens III typed, I can't see shit, dude. Well, good. That means you don't have your head in a toilet. Let's try this again with fire assist. A little over half a tank now. I got 25 bucks in my left pocket to pay off part of a fine. Francis Henry Stevens III typed another one, homie. LOL. We lost a lot of people, didn't we, Frankie? Christine, she's dead. TJ gets a hold of me once in a while. Him and Mike to harass me. Try accusing me of killing her. Shit, I was in prison when she died. Of course, George Helmstetter was with her when she died. Francis Henry III typed, haha, IMNP. Oh, there's some youngins recognizing me. If you go back through my videos just from tonight, you get to hear the N-word a lot. You get to hear stuff that's not too bad compared to what we're having to live through. Our predators work together to make our lives hell, but we can't even stop and listen to our friends when they getting beaten down. You know what got Natalie Bollinger's brains blown out? The fact that I had to go to the police alone. I had to go to therapists alone. I had to go to all these places alone because my friends were too busy getting fucked up on drugs and chasing pussy. They were too busy telling me how to think and how to feel. Too busy telling me the most recent pretty meme that they read on Facebook. If it's got more than 10 amens typed underneath it, it must be a good one. I'll use that one next time, huh? The thing is, I'm seeing human trafficking here every day. I'm seeing signs of long-term abuse. They've been stealing people's kids. Francis Henry Stevens III, type the turd. You want to hear a joke? Yeah, I do. I'd like to hear it, not read it. I'm gonna go tell a bad joke while I get my coffee. Oh, Lighthouse Society is back. Typed, where do you get your coffee from? Wherever the fuck I can. Whatever's cheap enough. Right now, Center Market is the only place open in Tillamook. So, that's where I'm going. Their coffee ain't the best. Francis Henry Stephen III typed, "Hey kids, you want to buy my candy? LOL, haha." Lighthouse Society typed, "I love 7-Eleven coffee. Better than Starbucks in my opinion." I never started going to Starbucks for the coffee. Their coffee gives me the shits. I went there because I could use my computer there. I could use the internet there, and I was less likely to be victimized there. When people needed a safe place, they could come in and talk to me there. It was kind of like base. Matter of fact, some of the youngins even called me base. They said, well, as long as we get to base, we know we're not going to get fucked with. I'm like, what do you mean base? You. Yeah, me. Starbucks Sean. Everybody's great white fucking hype. How many lives was I able to save while I was there, and how many did we lose? Too goddamn many, in my opinion. Lighthouse Society typed, it serves many purposes. Safe space, laxative. Yep, exactly. A lot of people want to get mad at me about my reasons for doing certain things. Especially since it's not always the same. Well, it is, actually. Multi-purpose. I gotta try to think of what's best for everybody. I'm hella good at thinking outside the box. When I got dozens of people telling me that they were gonna help me, but their friends and families were being threatened, their lives were being threatened, and cops wouldn't do anything, how do you expect me to react to that? I've got the ability to make RPGs. I can make the shape charges, I can make the explosives, I can make the containers, I can make everything. Hell, I even got enough tools in my car, hand tools, to literally do that in my car. I was forced to make an illegal AR-15. Can't turn it in because nobody helped me to do that. Lighthouse Society typed, why would one need an RPG? Well, that depends on who you're going up against. Personally, I prefer the bullet and clobber technique. But that doesn't work so well when your opponent's got firearms, and our opponents out here got guns. Our police officers are out here killing homeless people at a higher rate than anyone else in the country. 61% of those killed by police last year were homeless. That's not counting all of the tricks that they use to make it so it's not their fault. Like they make it illegal to use a blanket, so you got a choice between freezing to death or spending 20 hours of community service for the camping ticket, 40 hours of community service for the trespassing ticket, plus cost of courts, plus $125 for the camping for a fine, as well as over $200 fine for the trespassing on public property. You're talking about 60 hours of community service, close to $500 in fines, all because you used a blanket because you didn't want to freeze to death in Boulder, Colorado. And I keep hearing these wine tits here in Oregon bitching, whining, moaning, and fucking complaining like a goddamn bunch of bloody manginas. It's cold, it's cold. They don't know nothing about cold. Francis Henry Stevens III typed, remember when Amanda Nooney mom Madonna brought in that dead bird into Starbucks so that she could bring it back to life? That was my home, Frankie. Lighthouse Society type, do you think privileged kids sleeping rough is valiant or foolish? I think it's stupid. I'm gonna put this in my pocket and get my coffee. I'll be back to it in just a minute. Thank you guys for existing. Alright, maybe if y'all are lucky, I'll teach y'all some history tonight. We'll get into the Sykes-Picot Act. And that was all the way back in 1914 that was decided on. It's like the FICO Act divided the Middle East in a horrible way. It divided them so that each country would have people of different belief systems, different languages. Basically, what it forced is a lot of different societies at each other's throats because Western Europeans had already decided how the Ottoman Empire was going to be divided up. Maybe I'll be able to convince y'all to not be as cruel to each other as you are by teaching you what happens. A lot of people want to keep on partying. They don't see the writing on the wall. They're missing the ginormous elephant in the room, which is we the people. This is what the Constitution is supposed to be about, isn't it? We the people. About the Bill of Rights. Certain inalienable rights. Of course, we come to find out they are not inalienable. Sometimes all democracy means that all the idiots are on the same side. I'm tired of child molesters and rapists running everything, and I'm tired of people complaining about it but doing nothing about it. In order to do something about it, go on and complain into the picket sign. Not even close to a good start. You gotta take those SOBs to court, and you gotta hit them where it hurts them. Their pride and their pocketbook. And Frankie, a lot of people did really messed up stuff to me because they didn't want to hear me. I still have to deal with those people to this day. People who once called me friend. Some of them who even called me family. But where are they now? When they tell me to come back to Boulder, they didn't ever bother to find out why I left to begin with. No matter how much I tried to tell them. People are often telling me things like, oh, it's not my fault, Sean, it's not my fault. But actually it is. It's all of your fault. When an at-risk and disabled adult is being abused, we're supposed to reach out to our friends and family. And they're supposed to help us turn it in right away. Otherwise, it turns into a much bigger deal and people end up dead. Christine Bougie didn't need to die. Neither did Maddie. The stuff that Maddie Boa pulled. Well, Frankie, you know Maddie Boa. You know about her drug addiction and her drug sales. being pleasant. Thanks, sir. Go ahead. Howdy. So 1914, war broke out. A bunch of Europeans decided that when the war was ended, after they were done fucking around with the Ottoman Empire would be separated into different nations. This is primarily a Muslim empire. Now, if you've paid attention to British history, you might know about the Mughal Empire and the Murtha Confederacy. If you lived in Boulder for any length of time, you're familiar with the word guru. The word guru comes from the Sikhs, the people who run the center markets here. They're Sikhs. What do? Well, they were peaceful people. When you look for a model of the Jesus, that might actually be what you're looking at. So, the term guru comes from the Sikhs. This comes from their original 13 teachers, or, well, similar to the Dalai Lama, the religious leaders of the country. But they also happen to be the cultural leaders of the country. And the first 13 gurus tried to live by peace and harmony. The last guru decided that the final guru would just be a book of the writings of the original 13 gurus. And they would be the last guru. And now we have gurus all over the place, don't we? That's a word that we use for, well, he's a fitness guru. She's a beauty guru. She's a dating guru. He's a wedding guru. Yes. Must be, because you said so. After the last guru, he decided there would be no more gurus. That the book itself would be their guru. Pretty popular to this day. Some of the stuff that I was reading about is a special knife they're required to carry. I don't know, it's something that they still do today. Obviously they don't do it here, but they would carry a it's a hand sickle is what it is. It's a curved knife, and it fits in your belt right in the front, and every boy is supposed to wear one. And apparently there's also a similar tradition in Turkey. That's because you're expected to protect your family at a moment's notice. You're supposed to protect your neighbors the same way. That knife isn't for showing off by brandishing in people's faces. Some parts of the old Persian Empire, that would be, well, most of the Middle East, right? Parts of Africa. Sikhs are not Muslim. They're also not exactly Christian. Hey, Francis Henry Stevens III, I noticed you ain't typed in a while. I guess I should get back to Lighthouse Society's question. Do I think privileged kids sleeping rough is valiant or foolish? I think it's foolish. Freezing to death by choice with a bunch of people who are not freezing to death by choice is stupid. You don't need to sleep out in the cold to fucking give those people a voice. If you sleep out in the cold to get the experience, all you're experiencing is the cold. You don't experience the fear or the looking over your shoulder. That night or two that you spend camping out on a cold night in Boulder, Colorado, as awareness for Stand Up for Kids. That gives you an understanding of how cold it is, but also you got a camera crew out there pointed at you. And you don't have to worry about the things that we have to worry about. Nobody's going to come and rape you in the middle of the night when there's 20 of you there with a camera crew and big old spotlights. Police ain't gonna come fuck with you and give you a goddamn camping ticket. Francis Henry Stevens III. I stood up for you and a lot of other people. I spoke up for Betsy Prowell when she was abused. Her father kept getting a hold of me and trying to give me the updates on it. For 6 months, she ignored me while he talked at me. Because he wasn't willing to talk about what was going on except in person because he was afraid of, well, maybe you should ask him. It's called retaliation. And we all gotta be afraid of that out here. I met David and Betsy Prowell the week before they ended up homeless. I bought a sandwich from them. Then somebody broke into their sandwich shop and stole all their money out of the sandwich shop, and that's all they had to live on. That was while Occupy Boulder was going on. Wasn't no organization to it, though. The only people who knew what the fuck were going on was homeless people. All the other people there were just rebels without a cause. Just hoping if they bitch about something that's popular, maybe somebody will listen to them. Most of these folks don't know how to get positive attention because every attempt that they've had, every attempt that they've made to get positive attention results in them being ignored, or the, oh, well, that's nice, dear. That's nice, dear. Well, Frankie, you might like this book. Even those little shitheads down there are being antagonistic assholes and using the N-word, or fucked up on drugs and screaming at 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. I still want them to go safely home. And the ones that don't have a home, I wish they had a home to go to. Well, looks like there's only one viewer on this channel. Lighthouse Society isn't on, or Lighthouse Society would have typed back. Frankie's not on, or he would have typed back. Just too many corpses, Frankie. Too many corpses. It's not just Natalie, it's not just Christine. Janine Barrett's dead too. So's Anna Hunka. Rand Angersol's dead. Rory Jeffson's dead. Probably another shooting. It's the third police officer to go that direction. With their lights on. Maybe Officer Loffman decided he was gonna tell the woman with a concealed carry that he was gonna bend her over his squad car and fuck her. Like he said to Ashley. Ashley ain't got no concealed carry permit. She's homeless out on the streets. When he said shit like that to her, all she can do is take it. But maybe those officers are responding because maybe Officer Loffman said that to the wrong woman. Maybe the father of a 14-year-old girl decided that he wasn't going to let Deputy Reeves, assault his 14-year-old daughter and shot Reeves. Maybe. Or maybe those lights are just going to respond to an accident. You never know. I've had this YouTube channel for about 7 years now. I started this channel after Natalie got her goddamn brains blown out, to try to get justice. Not just for her, but also for the other victims out on the streets, those of us still taking it. Too many goddamn bodies. Not enough people with brains. I'm overwhelmed and I'm tired. And I don't want to be here anymore. I just wanted to go home to Boulder after I left Virginia, and I couldn't even do that. I went to Boulder and it was immediate. Getting victimized by fucking meth addicts. Not that it mattered, none of my friends were there. None of them took time to listen. None of them. The funny thing about Frankie getting on here and typing at me is we stopped being friends last time he typed at me. And he wants to come on here and type at me like we're friends. Like we never missed a beat. Like everything was fine and dandy and all copacetic the whole time. I remember Madonna doing a lot of crazy shit, Francis. I don't remember Amanda Nooney too well. I only saw 3 vehicles go by with the lights on. So we probably didn't get lucky enough for a parent to take vengeance out on Officer Reeves. Or for a victim to take it out on Officer Loftman. Officer Loftman didn't just say those things to homeless women. He also sexually harassed one of his co-workers. And he sexually harassed one of the ladies down there at the courthouse. But it's Tillamook. You're expected to just let it go. This is the kind of town that you guys talk shit about, but you don't do anything about. "83 cases of missing evidence from the evidence locker here. "64 of those are missing drugs. And on this very YouTube channel are the people who got those drugs speaking about which officers they received those drugs from. And in some cases, even what they received those drugs for. Here's the problem with a lot of y'all's ideas about just shooting the police. Is that you don't pay attention to how many bodies you have to make. And you have to make them quickly, and you have to make a lot of them quickly. This wait until one of your friends fucking flips out and gets himself shot by the police before you do any bitching. Don't make any damn sense. Why don't you do something while they're still alive? Other than throw them away like they're trash. Because their lives aren't perfect. And because it sucks so badly, they can't even pretend that their life is perfect anymore. We're all expected to answer people's stupid questions. And we're all also expected to lie to them. If you don't lie to people and tell them that everything is okay, then they hurt you for not pretending everything is okay. Where has Frankie been through all this? Why can't I go back to Boulder? Why can't I go home? Because I never had any real friends there. Never had any real friends there to begin with. When I hurt my back on my birthday in 2015, that's when everybody forgot I exist. Let's see if I can get this car started. Plug in my phone, maybe when I get back down there by the Tillamook Sporting Goods, maybe that guy that was screaming will be gone. Or at least done screaming. My starter. I'm gonna have to end this video so I can use the telephone as my speedometer so I know how fast I'm going so I don't end up breaking the law. Before I do that, however, I'm going to attempt to use this phone. Take me to Tillamook Sporting Goods.
Alright, Tillamook Sporting Goods. Let's go.
Let's see if it'll actually load up this time. It says finding best route. Says I'm moving 0 miles per hour. I guess it's gonna work for right now, so we'll let it do its thing. I guess I can keep up my live feed as a result. Well, it's not going to show me the map, but at least it's showing me how fast I'm going.
Head south. In 600 feet, turn left onto 9th Street. Take the next left onto US 101 North Pacific Avenue.
Not sure if you noticed, but I give those youngins a not so subtle taste of their fuckheadery a little bit tonight.
Continue on US 101 North for 1.5 miles.
Usually I'm a lot more subtle about it. I just decided I should probably blatantly state as assholishly as I could. Not as an asshole, but blatantly straightforward. And hope that it sunk in. Sort of. That kid said that he didn't feel hurt or offended. No, he was. I let him share enough for me to interrupt him. He's not fat, by the way. I pick on that one particular horse because that's one that is a major point of contention for him emotionally. There's a girl here tall and skinny, and that bothers her quite a bit. Guys here, he's pretty short, he's got a big fucking nose. I know what that's about, I got a pretty big beak myself. Some people are fine with who they are. Some people are fine with how they look. When people make fun of my nose, I'm actually fine with it. There are also touchy subjects. None of my touchy subjects are about how I look, or about being insecure about how I look. I am aware of the reality of how I look, how it affects those around me, how it affects their decisions, and how it affects my worth to them. Those youngins should probably be out of the parking lot by now. No guarantee. Oh, looks like they're gone. Must have school tomorrow. Yep, all of those youngins are gone, every one of them. Let's see if they dropped any change in the parking lot. No, they just left a mess. Looks like there's a few extra marks from them making some extra cookies tonight. Glad I wasn't here for that. Those vehicles get pretty friggin' loud. It's not just annoying, like
Your destination is on the right.
maybe not earth-shattering, maybe not ear-shattering, but it's fucking annoying and it's unnerving. There's a couple of times tonight I was almost, well, maybe I wasn't almost asleep. I just wouldn't believe that I was. Alright, there's those people that I was gonna jump this morning if their vehicle was started. Looks like they're still out here. Are you guys there? Well, there's some people in that vehicle yesterday. It's open, the doors are open, the hood's open. Where are the people at? I was going to see if they still needed a jump. It looks like they got their vehicle plugged in like they were even possibly going to get a jump. Were you guys able to get a jump? It is? Alright, well this is my car. I'll be parked over at the same place if you guys need help in the morning. Yes, ma'am. Obviously, I am not a mechanic, so there's very few things that I can do. But they needed a jump after they got the vehicle reassembled. I think they're possibly still in the process of reassembling the thing. Man, those kids fucking crashed this place. Even more crash than it was last night. If you guys saw the video from last night, you know it was pretty crashed. Oh, there's some twisted tea containers. Apparently, there's some people drinking out here tonight. That's nothing new, is it? Just like Chapel, Nebraska, people are drunk every night. Anyway, I'm gonna pull in here next to the, I know they call it a roach coach, but really it's a meal wagon. Taqueria, Michoacan, Mexican food. It hasn't been open since I got here. Part of it got torn up during a windstorm, and they kind of repaired it, but I've never seen it open, ever.